Brought to you by 1AAuto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet.
Hi, I'm Don from 1A Auto. I hope this how-to video helps you out. And the next time you need a part for your vehicle, think of 1AAuto.com. Thanks.
In this video, we're going to show you how to replace the rear window regulator on this 2004 Volkswagen Jetta. And the items you'll need for this is a new rear window regulator from 1AAuto.com, a Phillips screwdriver, a flat blade screwdriver, a T20 and T30 Torx driver, pliers, a drill, a 5/16 drill bit, a screw, and a Rivet Gun Rivets or 4 similar sized screws. Carefully pry off your pull handle cover with a flat blade screwdriver. And then you want to remove this Phillips screw and this Phillips screw right here. And we'll just fast forward as Dawn removes those. Then you want to remove this T20 screw and this T20 screw. And we'll fast forward as Dawn removes those. Now pry out on the door panel to release the clips, and then lift it up and out of the windowsill and pull it back. Then you want to disconnect these two harnesses right here by just pushing on the tabs and pulling them free. Then you want to pry back on this clip that's on your door handle cable. And once it's out of the bracket, just unhook the door handle cable and your door panel's free. Pry back on the tab and then pull on the harness towards the top, and then pry back on the tab on the bottom of the harness and then pull it free. Then push the tabs on this harness and pull it free. And then take your lock rod here and just pull it off this clip and separate it from your door cable. Pull the door cable rod out and disconnect this harness from that clip and this clip. And then you want to push this through by just pushing in the tabs while applying pressure to the top of it. And do the same thing with this one. And then you want to remove these 3 T30 Torx bolts. And we'll just fast forward as Dawn does that. Now pull the motor free. And then pry back this cover. And just slide your window all the way down. And you can see in there, there's 2 plastic rings, and you want to start off by removing the center ring. So using a screw, just twist it into the center ring, and then use a pair of pliers to pull the screw out, and that'll pull that center ring out with it. Now using a flat blade screwdriver, just pry out that outer ring. And once it's broken free, using your pliers, just pull it out the rest of the way. Now just pull your window back up and remove this series of 10mm bolts around your window regulator panel. Push the center of each of these through, and our top one's already pushed through, but you'd have to do that one too. And then just pull this panel out a little bit and back, and then disconnect this harness. And to do that, you just push on the tab and pull it free. And then in between your 2 door hinges, you'll see this boot. Just pull it back, and inside you'll find these 2 harnesses. pry up on the clip and pull this harness free, and then just pull it back and out of the way. And you pull the harness from the other side inside the door. And then you want to do the same thing for this harness. And now you want to separate them from the door by prying off this clip from the bracket. Just pull on the harness while prying up on the tab. And then you just want to pull those harnesses through the window regulator panel. And now just push this boot through and pull your door handle rod out of the panel, and do the same with your lock rod. Next, remove these 4 rivets by drilling them out. And we'll just fast forward as Don does this. And now just pry the speaker up and out. On the left is the old window regulator, on the right is the new one from 1A Auto. You can see they're identical. They have all the same mounting points and they're going to fit exactly the same. Now you just have to swap over all the clips. Just push the tab and pull this out and push it into place on the other one. Swap over this door. And then swap over this series of harness clips. You just flip the regulator over, push on the tabs on the clip from the other side, and just pull it free. And for this one, just punch out the center. And then push out the clip. And push it into place. And push the center back in. Now line up your speaker and push it back into place with the tab facing up. And now re-rivet the speaker into place using a rivet gun, or use screws that are similar size to the rivets and just replace it with those. Make sure you clip this wire tie that was used for packing. And then feed your harnesses back through the window regulator panel. And just push this gasket back into place once you've got both harnesses through. And now feed these harnesses back through this boot. And then reconnect those 2 harnesses. And then just put your boot back into place and reseal this area. And then push your harness clips back into place. And feed this underneath the regulator and push that clip back in place as well. And just push this clip back onto the bracket. Take your lock rod cable and feed it back through the door panel and just pull it into place. And you want to make sure you pull this boot through. And do the same thing with your door handle rod. Reconnect the harness on the right side of the door and then feed your regulator back into place. And then just pry out on these circular clips, and you just want to make sure you pry them through the regulator. And then hold it in place with the screwdriver and push in the centers. And then we'll just fast forward as Dawn replaces those 10mm bolts along the edge of the panel. Now slide your window back down into place. And then push in the outside circle. And once you have it pushed into place, take the center and just push that right into place. Now cover that cap back up and push your motor into place. And then replace those 3 T30 Torx bolts.
And you just may need to raise your window up or down just a little bit just to get the teeth on the window motor to mesh up.
Reconnect your lock rod cable to your lock rod and just push that onto this clip. And then push your harness clips back into the door. Reconnect your speaker, and if this fell off of your speaker, make sure you push it back into place. Now to reattach your door panel, you just want to connect these 2 harnesses and then rehook your door handle cable into place and slide that clip forward. Now put your lock rod back through your door panel and then put the door panel back into the windowsill. And once it's fully into place in the windowsill, just hit around the edges to reactivate those clips. And we'll fast forward as Dawn replaces those 2 Phillips screws in the pull handle and the 2 T20 screws along the bottom of the door panel. Now just push your pull handle cover back into place. And you're all set.
We hope this video helps you out. brought to you by oneaauto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet. Please feel free to call us toll free 888-844-3393. We're the company that's here for you on the internet and in person.